I'm very excited for this segment because if I'm being joined by Chip Patterson, and if we're talking college football, it means we're just over 40 days away from college football kickoff, which Chip is right around the corner. So let's get started. Let's get started with maybe some major conference futures. We're going to start in the Big 12. Who do you got there?
I'm going to go with Oklahoma State. And yes, do I think Oklahoma State is a dark horse if Mike Gundy has Sia, Chip, and 9 rattlesnakes on the field? Yes. But I'm telling you that with all the experience that this Oklahoma State team is bringing back, the Cowboys are well positioned and the price is absolutely perfect. The Big 12 is one of the most wide open and deep conferences among all the major conferences. So the fact that you're going to be able to get this kind of price for a team that I have power rated as the third best team in the league, I think is great value. You got seventh-year quarterback Alan Bowman, preseason player of the year Ollie Gordon at running back, and that defense is not something to be ignored with the way that they've developed over the last couple of years. Plus Stillwater, T-Boone Pickens Stadium, when they got those big orange paddles, that is one of the best home field advantages you've got in the conference. So yeah, Kansas State, Utah, I understand why they're favorites, but the jump in price that you have from Utah and Kansas State to Oklahoma State is preposterous considering what I think are the Cowboys' chances to win. So I love getting the pokes at 850.
Yeah, interesting conference. I agree that it does feel wide open. Avery Johnson catching a lot of steam with Kansas State at the quarterback position. I think he's going to be very, very exciting. By the way, real quick before we move on, did you say seventh year quarterback?
Seventh-year quarterback Alan Bowman, yes, for Oklahoma
Yeah.
State.
Wow. Okay. Let's move on to the SEC. We see the odds here. Georgia leads the way. That's fairly predictable. Texas at plus 350, Alabama plus 700, and we go to Ole Miss, who popular in some eyes in terms of picks here, plus 750. Who do you have to win the SEC?
I'm not going to get too cute with this. I mean, this Georgia team has the best offense in the SEC. This Georgia team has the best defense in the SEC. And this Georgia team is playing with a chip on its shoulder after falling just short of an SEC championship and a college football playoff 1 year ago. When I want to think about motivation, Sia, I'm going to flip on that Orange Bowl where Georgia could have just sleepwalked through the whole thing. But no, Carson Beck played in that game and he scored touchdown after touchdown after touchdown after touchdown. 63-3 tells me that this Bulldogs group is one that is going to compete at the highest level all throughout the schedule. Now, will Georgia maybe take some lumps along the way? Possibly. The schedule is tough. They have to go to Texas, to Alabama, but I think that they can get to Atlanta, and in Atlanta, I do not think the Bulldogs will fail. So I'm actually getting away from the win total with Georgia because of the difficult schedule, but I do think that getting to the SEC championship very much in the cards, and if they get there, they're going to win it. So it's the one at the top. It's, not, it's a little bit boring, you could say, but I think it's the best value you've got, especially at close to 2-1.
Yeah, interesting. You mentioned champions, and we go to the Big Ten, where a champion emerged with Michigan. But interestingly, and perhaps not surprisingly, they're fourth in line from an odds standpoint. We have Ohio State at the top. Oregon joins this conference; they're second in line. Then we've got Penn State, and then we've got Michigan at plus 750. What's the play in the Big Ten?
So Michigan turned over its quarterback, its offensive line. You've got a lot to replace when you lose 13 NFL draft picks. But there's another NFL draft storyline to this, Sia. It's that Ohio State had one of its lowest NFL draft outputs in years. And why is that? Because so many NFL draft potential players have decided to come back for another year in Columbus. And Ryan Day has gone out and gotten superstars from the transfer portal, like Quinshawn Judkins from Ole Miss, like Caleb Downs from Alabama. And he's got Chip Kelly as his offensive coordinator. I've been calling Ohio State the rock stars of college football because of all of the name recognition and star power that they have. Every single game is going to be must-see TV. And there's that one game, that one at the end of the season that's very, very important. But I do think that Ohio State is so much more talented than even the top teams in the Big Ten. That taking another squad is maybe wish casting that Ohio State's going to fall apart because it's got too much weight around it. I'm going to stick with the numbers at this point in the year. I'm going with Ohio State.
Yeah, Chip Kelly. I love that factor added in there by you as well. All right, we got about a minute left, Chip. What do the Chipolytics say about the ACC winner?
I love the way that the market has been moving for Chip, the way the market that has been moving for the Clemson Tigers, because we get them at an even better price than where this was about a month ago. I don't know what's got everybody all hot and bothered about Florida State, but that is a roster that has been retooled. We have more continuity at Clemson. We've got another opportunity for Cade Klubnik at quarterback with offensive coordinator Garrett Riley. And I do think that Dabo Swinney, while he gets criticized for not using the transfer portal, I follow the recruiting rankings, Sia. He's still got one of the most talented rosters in the ACC and a top 15 roster in the entire country. I think they're going to be excellent defensively with a couple future pros there. And keep your eyes on freshman wide receiver Bryant Wesco. He may have the type of debut that Sammy Watkins had as a freshman more than a decade ago, igniting some energy into that Clemson offense. So I think that Clemson's offense takes a step forward and Clemson reclaims its spot atop the ACC.
Yeah, certainly a great defense. Just need a little bit of offense to make that one come true.